This is another video for Spartan Society to the Battle of Leuctra, and we're again focusing on Spartan cultural life and Greek writers' views on Sparta, and this video looks at Xenophon. So we can see Xenophon where he fits in the syllabus here after Thucydides and prior to Aristotle and Plato. And again, just a reminder, we do need to consider these things when talking about these writers, their preconceived bias and ideas and the influence of people who wrote before them, Spartan isolationism, their time of writing, and whether they either admired Sparta or were anti-Spartan, which is quite important in this case. So Xenophon, he had two texts where he wrote about Sparta. One of them was the Hellenica, and the other one was focused specifically on Sparta, which was the Constitution of the Spartans. So he's attempting to write specifically about the Spartan government system and how that worked. He's writing in the late 5th to the mid 4th century BC, and he would have grown up witnessing the defeat of Athens at the hands of Sparta and all that went along with that. And that's probably what inspired him to write about their constitution and to try and investigate why Sparta had become so powerful and was able to overthrow such a strong democracy like Athens. So he gives us some information about the Spartan military, and that's the majority of his information, but he only gives us a little bit of information about culture and laws. It's mainly about the Spartan military system and structures. There are some issues with Xenophon in that he was very much pro-Spartan, more so than any of the others that we've looked at up till now. He was exiled from Athens and was welcomed in by the Spartiates, which is quite uncommon. In fact, he was had fought prior to this, and he was in fact had fought with Spartans before, and that's probably why he was allowed into Sparta, and he was friendly with King Agesilaus. So this is probably why he was very much pro-Spartan, and probably has a unique insight into Sparta. But the fact that he loved Sparta and thought so much of it has probably polluted his writing a little bit in that. It very much perpetuates many of the myths that we have about Sparta that we're not sure whether are completely true or not. So what he does is he promotes many of the really things that he saw as really positive about their way of life, and really downplays any of the things that might be considered negative in their way of life, or ignores them that we have in some other sources. And Xenophon's one for really helping to create what we call the Spartan mirage, which is where we know what a mirage looks like in the desert, where we think we can see water, but it's not water. It's just a complete, there's nothing there. So there's this myth of Sparta, the mirage of Sparta, that we think was created by the Spartiates themselves and perpetuated by guys specifically like Xenophon, who promoted it, and that kind of continued on after their decline, the Spartiates' decline. So he was one that was really key in promoting this kind of mirage of Sparta.